Good morning, geeks and gamers. Welcome into Geeks Gamers Daily. If I sound tired, if I look tired, it's because I am. I'm going to try to pretend that I'm not, but I am exhausted. I might have had 10 hours of sleep since Friday, but we're here and we got a lot to talk about. Not only do we have the stuff to talk about in the title, there's even more that I've added to the slate, and I can't wait to get into it. But the most positive man on the internet is with me, Ryan, and he's going to help me get through this no matter how tired I am. Hello, Ryan.
Hello, Jeremy. Yes, you're back in the setup. All I can see is the 9. Even the 99 has disappeared. It's just the 9 in your background.
It's
the 199 is slowly disappearing. What can we say? I'm getting what I've always wanted. 199 is fading into non-existence.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
happen.
listen. I don't
That
see
won't
many
happen.
chats referencing the 199 anymore. I'm just saying.
Yeah. We haven't.
Movement's dying.
Nobody talks about it. Nobody has it in their name. None of that. It's not a thing anymore. As a matter of fact, we do have backpacks available on 221B Tactical with 199 on it. The official limited edition 199 backpack. You can get that from 221B. They're only available for a few weeks, so make sure you go and pre-order that before they are gone. And we've sold quite a few. And if we hit 199 on those bags, if we sell 199, we're going to give away 10 more for free to the chat. That's going to be awesome. So get those things sold. Let's go. But yeah, man, there's a lot to talk about. Obviously, yes. And I wish that the reason I was so tired is just because of Fortnite. That is not the reason I'm tired. But obviously, most of you that watch Cobra Cast know, but I had to unfortunately say goodbye to my one of my dogs Friday, and it has sucked. And that's never easy for anybody. I know a lot of you have dealt with it. I personally don't like to talk about personal stuff on the internet, but my dogs have been part of my internet life. So I felt it was necessary to share that with everyone. So thank you guys for being awesome. And now we get to talk about the death of Disney, which is far more important to me in terms of the internet. So I am so loving what's going on with the Marvels failing, with Wish failing, with Bob Iger getting roasted on the internet. I was randomly watching a stream you were on, Ryan, with Nina Infinity, and you guys were talking about this old tweet from Bob Iger where he deleted his whole account, and I forgot about that.
I forgot about that too. That's from like 2019 or something.
Yeah,
right?
I totally forgot about that. I remembered it when it happened. I just all this time later, I'd forgotten about it. But yeah, it was such a weird situation. And I don't remember all the specifics of it. I do recall that he deleted his Twitter account shortly after. And it was after this weird kind of like, we're going to turn everything into Captain Marvel at Disney World and all of our theme parks.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And it was so weird. And that was around the time that Bob Iger was getting crushed by what they call Diz Twitter with all of the theme park fans, because he basically said some disrespectful things about Expedition Everest. And it basically was applying to the fact that Bob Iger's whole point for everything in the theme parks was that, and this is where he was taking the beauty of the theme parks away, is he essentially wanted every major attraction, all of the attractions, to be tied to a property so that they could then turn it into a movie. And so he didn't like the fact that Expedition Everest was so popular that because it stood on its own. It wasn't tied to an IP, and it wasn't
They couldn't
something
monetize it in some other way. Yeah.
Exactly. So he made like some type of disparaging remarks around Expedition Everest, which is easily one of the most popular attractions at Walt Disney World, and still is to this day. But he said that, and then he stepped in it with Disney Twitter, and they were crushing him. And then some weird Captain Marvel tweet. So yeah, it was pretty funny to hear that. I was like, holy crap, I forgot all about that. So yeah, man.
I don't remember that at all, because that was before I had a YouTube account.
Yeah,
or before I started my YouTube channel. Like that's how long ago that was. But
yeah,
but it's been a rough. Listen, I keep saying it's been a rough week for Bob Iger, but I've said it about 52 times in the last year. It's been a rough year for Bob Iger since he came back, expecting to be, have this warm greeting, return triumphantly. Instead, ends up firing, 10,000 people. Stock doesn't bounce back, end up having to cut $7 billion in spending, admit the fact that Star Wars is dead, that Marvel is dead, that their animation studios are dead, that everything is fucking burning for them. So that's Bob Iger. But at least he can blame it all on Bob Chapek and COVID.
Yeah, I heard that. And then, oh, man, Elon, just the whole thing that'll never get old. What Elon did, and yeah, I mean, a few years ago, I couldn't imagine all of this playing out like it has. I mean, obviously, we knew that this was what was happening, but it's become so obvious now, with the Marvel's box office, how bad it is, and how Disney is. We're going to talk about this in a little while, but basically, Disney's like, we're done reporting on this movie. It's done. We're not going to report any more numbers. That's how embarrassing it is. That to me is that is just adding insult to injury at this point in time. Like the fact that they just said we're just going to actively stop reporting on the box office numbers.
Like, and that's like kind of like the international growth. That's kind of normal for a movie if it like falls way down the charts, right? Eventually, you're going to stop maybe updating people on these things that don't matter. But
Yeah,
that's the thing. We've never had a Marvel movie that didn't matter this fast.
yeah, it's
Like
so
we've
good.
never had a Marvel movie that was released like 3.5 weeks ago that
Yep.
is out of the top 10.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
it's not like that would be one thing if the things that are beating is like Mission Impossible and Dune Part 2 or Star Wars or like whatever. No, it's like Beyonce's movie tops the box office with $20 million. By the way, that's
Mhm.
like a fifth of what Taylor Swift made, to
Yeah.
put it in perspective with her concert movie. And then Hunger Games in its third weekend is the only other thing over, or I guess Godzilla also made over 10 million. Godzilla minus one, a Japanese movie. Trolls beat Wish. Trolls in its third weekend of release beat Wish in its second weekend of release. It's not some like massive, huge blockbuster thing that should be beating them, but instead
Yeah.
they're completely irrelevant.
Well, have you seen Godzilla yet?
I haven't. I've had
Yeah.
also a really long weekend,
Yeah.
like super long and busy weekend. So I haven't watched the two things I are still on my list. Maybe I'll get to them today. I want to watch Godzilla minus one, and I want to watch Lady Ballers as well because I
Yep.
want to actually give that thing a real review. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Um, yeah, I actually went like it just shows you how screwed up I was this weekend. Like I bought tickets for Godzilla minus one, but I completely bought the wrong time and everything was screwed up. Like the time that I meant to buy, I bought, and so I got to the theater, everything was messed up. I didn't end up going to see it. They did give me a refund, even though I thought about not even refunding it because I'm like, well, I just want to support this movie based on what I've heard. But I will be going to see the movie this week at some point in time because I've heard nothing but phenomenal things about it. I mean, everybody's raving about this movie with a $15 million production budget. And again, I just think we're at that time where smaller budgets, things that feel authentic, and you can't like you can cover up a lot of flaws for the general audience with a big budget, but at the end of the day, people, the real people, that the real fans are going to see through this bullshit eventually. And so when you're talking about smaller budgets, you can't there's no room for error there. You've got to put your best foot forward. And that's why a lot of these smaller budget things like Sound of Freedom, like Five Nights at Freddy's, now Godzilla minus one, these things are really starting to stand out because you're seeing the passion, you're seeing true talent involved, true interest, respect for whatever property involved or story, whatever they're trying to tell. And I think we're going to see more and more of that. And it's good to see. It's excellent to see, actually.
the crazy
So,
part about this one is you can understand why how some of these other movies have a smaller budget. This movie, with the scale and the scope and the effects and everything, it's shocking to anybody how this movie can be made for like, 15, $20 million, whatever it is, when it looks significantly better than the Marvel movies that are out there right now. You know what I mean? Just from what we've seen, I haven't seen the whole movie, but just from what we've seen in the trailers, the promotional material, it's not like there's no CGI or anything in it. There absolutely is visual effects. I don't know what they did. Maybe they used a bunch of slaves to do it. Maybe they, went over to China, used some labor from there to do their visual effects. I don't know how they did it, how they kept this budget so low, but it's pretty remarkable.
slaves built this movie.
Slaves built Godzilla minus one.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Real quick, Gremlin in the chat says Lady Ballers is like basketball level of comedy. It is funny though. That's probably a really good. I mean, that's not a bad thing to compare it to. Basketball's not the funniest movie ever, by the way. I'll never forget the part in that movie where like they pull Dale Earnhardt's like the taxi driver, like, "Hey, can you drive fast?" And Dale Earnhardt turns around. It's It's been so long since I saw that movie, and that's really the only thing that stands out to me. Like Dale Earnhardt randomly turns around, like, yeah, I can. Like, what the hell's going on? But
that was wasn't basketball the South Park
yeah,
guys?
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, I think
So,
that I mean, I don't expect this thing to be peak cinema or anything like that, right? I
yeah,
expect
yeah,
it to bring back vibes of kind of 90s and 2000s when there was a shit ton of comedies always out, right?
yep,
Like we don't comedies are dead. Comedy is a dead genre right now. Maybe they're doing a lot of them on streamers or stuff like that, but in terms of theatrical releases, I feel like there used to be a new comedy in theaters every like week or two.
yeah.
And now it just is not the case. I don't maybe it's just like perception. Maybe I just am not seeing them, but to me, it doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we got a couple people up in here. Thank you guys so much. Ellie Reen dropped 10 gifted memberships. Thank you, Ellie. Thank you so much for that. We appreciate it. Filthy Casual for 20 says my negative review of Lady Ballers got manually claimed by Daily Wire. Video is screenshots of the movie and audio is me speaking. Could you guys draw attention to this free speech hypocrisy? Even a retweet would be greatly appreciated. Well, if you could tag us in that, I would definitely like to take a look at that. And
Yeah, if you could like
honestly,
take
like,
a screenshot and show it, then yeah. But
yeah, we want to see that. I mean, look, they are paying attention to what people are saying. They commented on our trailer reaction here on this channel. Daily Wire Plus did. So I would definitely like to see where they claimed it. That would be a very strange decision. I wonder if it's automated. Because that would be a very strange decision. But we will 100%. You guys know. I will have no problem calling them out on that if there's something there. So yeah, tag us in it. We will take a look at that for sure. Cole Hauser for 10. Good morning, Jeremy and Ryan. Ryan and Jeremy, 199. Happy Monday, 199, Jeremy. Sorry for the loss of your dog. I'm hoping to get to MegaCon to show you have more than 2 black friends. LOL. 199 Yojo. Praise Ara 199. There's a lot of 199s. Cole Hauser seems to be sending a message to Ryan. And I mean, I know for a fact Ryan is his favorite G&G person. Always talking shit. Main event's not as good without Ryan. Ryan needs to be coming back, Jeremy. And now he's dropping the 199. So sounds like one of your biggest fans is calling you on the 199, Ryan.
bro, Cole Hauser loves me. Is his profile picture still like a picture of him with my yeah, there it is, with my doll. Cole Hauser's got my back. If I actually called for the like abolishment of the 199 for real, Cole Hauser would be in my camp. All right. If we have a Geeks and Gamers civil war, that's what'll happen.
Maybe we'll work that up for some extra ratings.
With all these, these fucking dumb rumors that come out anytime you and I have a retarded argument about something, we might as well be like Favreau and Filoni, and Kathleen Kennedy.
Know it, man.
The G&G Civil War.
God, it's such beta made people that are like can't understand when people fight over shit that are friends. Like that's literally what friends are being. It's basically dudes being friends is all about. So yeah, man, whatever. Fuck them. It's what me and Ryan do. We argue about shit. It's what me and my friends do. Is what it is. All right. What's our first topic of the day, Ryan?
We might as well start with the Marvels. I don't feel like I feel like we've talked about the Marvels a lot over the last several months. In the lead up to this, we all knew it was probably going to be a big box office disappointment, but we were asking the question, what's this thing going to do? Is it going to do Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania numbers? Is it going to do maybe less than 400 million? That would be crazy bad. I don't know if anybody predicted $200 million, but that's basically where we are for the Marvels. And Disney has officially given up on this thing. They are admitting that it's over. They're admitting it's done. Even though we got a big holiday season coming up, they know there's no hope for this thing. The Marvels ends box office run as lowest grossing MCU movie in history. After 4 weeks on the big screen, the comic book tentpole is running out of steam with 80 million in North America and less than 200 million globally. There would typically be optimism that attendance could rebound over the busy holiday season, but Disney apparently doesn't expect that to be the case. because it won't be reporting the film's weekend box office results any longer. The studio wrote on Sunday in a note to press, with the Marvel's box office now winding down, we'll stop weekend reporting of international/global grosses on this title.
This is glorious, dude.
It is
This is
outside of the
glorious.
top 10. It's
This is
outside of the
glorious.
top 10 for the fucking weekend after only, 3.5 weeks of release. Holy shit.
So right now, 80 million domestically. It might not hit. What did it hit? What did it hit last weekend?
What do you mean?
Last weekend at the box office, what did the Marvels do?
I mean, probably like 5 million or something.
So my thing is, it's definitely not going to hit 90 million. It may not hit 85 million domestically.
Yeah, like, so here's the total. This is the estimates right now. $210 million global is what it's being estimated. So that's how much they think they'll get out of another about $10 or $15 million around the globe for the rest of its run. This is, listen, there might have been some people out there that said it won't make 200 million. And hey, if you said that, then congrats to you. I didn't think there was any way in history that this was going to make this little money.
Yeah, this is catastrophic.
This is an over $300 million loss for the studio. That's what this is. This is a budget that's over $300 million when it's all said and done. The marketing, let's be like favorable. Let's be conservative and estimate the marketing instead of something like Guardians of the Galaxy or Wakanda Forever, which was $150 million in marketing. Let's be conservative and say it was only $100 million. You're still talking about $400 million wrapped up in this thing, and you're only going to get back about $100 million from the box office.
Jeez.
A $300 million loss, and that is a conservative estimate. And to have them say, we're just going to stop reporting, holy fuck.
This is the price you pay when you trash the fan base and you hire activists who will not listen to the fan base. And this has been a problem for years now. And it's finally broken. It's broken just like Star Wars. It's broken. And I don't know if it can be fixed. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ryan, and because I have been a little out of the loop on everything. Was there a legitimate report that Kevin Feige said that Robert Downey Jr. is not coming back?
There is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, that just shows you, like, I don't know if Robert Downey Jr. would even want to come back. I mean, it's hard for me to believe that he would pass up the amount of money they would throw at him, but at the same time, he has, like, the role has had a closure, and a good closing, a good finish. And Robert Downey Jr. has obviously moved on and he's doing really well. But yeah, with this, like, I don't know how they can fix it. Because if Robert Downey Jr. is not coming back, then that means nobody else is coming back either. Because without him, nobody else is coming back. You know what I mean? There's no point in it. He's the face. He's the Pied Piper of it.
I think, but it goes back to what we had this conversation about. It's like, would you want them to do it? Well, it depends how it's done, right? It's, if you're just going to bring them back for like, if you're going to bring them back and do like a couple movie arc, then okay. But if you're just bringing them back for like one movie, like one fucking cameo laden movie to try to desperately get people back, just to have him, after everything he went through, after his entire arc, just to like pass the torch on to Ironheart or this new jet, like nobody fucking wants that. Nobody wants to see you go back and ruin this moment just to one, get more people desperately in the seats for one last hurrah, and then to pass the torch on to black female Ironheart. Now people really embrace her, right?
Yep.
So to me, this might even be what we talked about. This studios put things out. They may have been internally discussing it, and they realized the reaction from the fan base was like, we love Robert Downey Jr., but if you're just going to erase his death for some meaningless pop, people don't want that either.
No, not at all. Not at all. And so they are in a really tough predicament now. And and again, I always talk about realistic possibilities, just like I talk about with Star Wars. Like, can you come up with a crazy scenario where they could fix Star Wars? Yes, in a perfect world, but in a realistic scenario, I don't see how Star Wars gets fixed, and I don't see how the Marvels gets fixed, or Marvel in a realistic scenario after the failure of the Marvels. Especially when you look at the people that are at Disney and the people that are in power positions at Disney. Bob Iger, number one, he doesn't have the interest to fix it. But number two, even if he did, he doesn't have the power to fix it, because the people that he has surrounded himself with at this company in high-level positions won't allow it. Because in their minds, The fans that are complaining about this are bad people. They are toxic, and they have to be basically removed from the fandom. And they can't pander to anything that resembles the alt-right, because essentially fans complaining is the alt-right. It's toxic. It's Yahtzees. It's Trump supporters. That's the connection they have made. It's the hard line they've drawn in the sand. So once you've drawn that line for yourself, which a lot of these executives have, I don't know how they fix it. I don't think they can fix it. I don't think that it's repairable under the current structure of Disney and how they are built. Do you, Ryan? Do you see any scenario where this gets fixed in the next 2 years?
No, well, really, to fix Marvel, they probably have to do what DC's doing. You know, just in terms of wiping the slate clean and just starting fresh. That's not something they want to do, but it's probably something they need to do. Recast everybody, start from scratch, give it a 2-year break. You know, a 2-year break where you're fucking not doing anything. Just a 2-year break. Let people breathe for a little bit, and then start something new with a bunch of your core heroes, with X-Men, with Fantastic Four. Build the Avengers in there again. And then you start with you start with like Fantastic Four and X-Men, because those are the people we haven't necessarily seen on screen for a while, right? It's been, I don't know how long since Dark Phoenix. I don't even know if anybody watched that to begin with, but you start with those guys, and then you build up a while, and then you start bringing these Avengers in again, and then people are reminded of 20 years ago in the Avengers movies and stuff like that. That's the way you do it in my mind, but I just don't think I don't see them doing that.
Right, and because that's the unrealistic scenario based on the current structure. It's not crazy to do something like that when you get the right people involved, but they don't have the people involved to do something like that. And so, yeah, I just think they're going to continue to move in the wrong direction, not only as an individual brand within the bigger company, but the bigger company in general, which is Disney. They're just going to continue to move in this wrong direction, and they deserve every single bit of it. And it is awesome to see. So good job to the Marvels. Good job to Disney. Good job to the Marvel Cinematic Universe for failing miserably and failing beyond anybody's wildest expectations that we have seen. None of us thought we were going to hit it was going to hit 210 million worldwide. I mean, I think the lowest we were thinking like it could, once we started to see how bad the trends were, we're like, it may go below 300. It may go below 300. And like, so yeah, this is beautiful. So good job, Disney. Keenan becomes a member. What's up, Keenan? Keenan in the house. Thank you, Keenan. Ryan, there's another toxic fan story that's building up right now that I think is about to happen. I think that there's another toxic fan story in the works right now. So we're going to talk about this briefly, but as you guys know, I am a pretty big fan of Fortnite. I've been playing it for the last couple of years now. I was a little bit of a late bloomer to it. Fortnite just had its biggest boost ever within the fan base with OG Fortnite, the return of OG Fortnite. 45 million people in one day was playing it, and it was hitting numbers it had never seen. And then they had their launch of Chapter 5 Season 1 that just recently sent things to another frenzy. Laser Beam had like 890,000 people watching him on YouTube, Ryan. 890,000 people watching his live stream. Ninja had about 1 million people watching him across TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube play the new chapter. Insanity. But now we have controversy. We have some controversy, and it's about to turn into the toxic fan base. It is happening right now. I'm seeing it play out. I watched this play out last night. So it all starts with this right here. New Fortnite Chapter 5 animations. Okay, new Fortnite Chapter 5 animations. Now, on the left, you have the old way of the animations, and on the right, you have the new, like the whole new kind of movement style. Now, to the naked eye, I don't know how that would seem to a lot of people that don't play the game. Watching this, the biggest thing that stood out to me was the more realistic look of the overall world. It looks more like Call of Duty than Fortnite to me. So, started playing the game. The movement is definitely broken. There's no doubt about that. And it's distracting. I don't know if I hate it or if I love it at this point. I'm still just trying to get used to it, but it's clear that the fan base overall hates it. So the animator decides to tweet this. Excited to share something I've been working on for the past year. The team knocked our overhaul of Fortnite's locomotion animations out of the park, and I couldn't be more proud to have been the producer for it. He sounds really excited, Ryan. He sounds like he can't wait to hear all of the positive feedback and the excitement within the community, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he turned off. Look at the is this real chat? 2,700 likes on this. He's getting annihilated in the comments. So he turned the comments off. Now I'm starting to see some of the big Fortnite shill accounts. Harassing devs for a feature you don't like is not it, y'all. Game features are decided by multiple people at Epic and not just one person. If you don't know all this and still harass devs under their replies, I'm sorry to say, but you're literally not a normal person. I don't really like the change either, by the way, but you don't see me under a dev's tweet telling them to KYS.
So hold on. Didn't this guy on the original tweet, isn't he the one that shared it?
Mm-hmm.
And he
Yes.
said, new Fortnite animations fire. So what do you mean you don't like it?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Now-
maybe you
now,
tweeted it out because you wanted to
tweeted-
like, yeah, go ahead.
He did tweet it out before he played it. So that tweet was before anybody played it. So that was about a few hours before the actual it played, and so people were just taking it from that. So to be fair to HypeX, he tweeted this before anyone had played it.
Okay.
So yeah. So now, but he is saying like, hey, this is great. This is great. And now, because this dev is getting absolutely roasted. Now, look, to be clear, I know we have to say this, and I think it's ridiculous we have to say this. Are there extreme examples of people out there saying things that shouldn't be said? Yes. Is that the majority of the fan base? No. If you are a fan of not only just Fortnite, of any video game out there, and you are seeing things that you don't like, utilize your voice and let them know. Do not allow them to take a few random comments from horrible people that sometimes are bot accounts, by the way, with no profile picture, and let them build an entire narrative around it. People don't like it, and they have a right to voice their dislike. And just because you find a few negative comments out there doesn't mean that they get to paint the whole fucking fan base as toxic or saying all these horrible things. And that is what's happening right now. And I think it's going to get out of control. I think it's about to get out of control right now because they are defending this and they're standing by it. And they are starting to paint the entire fan base in a negative light because of a few negative comments from some people saying some horrible things. Haven't we seen that a few times, Ryan?
Just to be clear, as of right now, we're not seeing like Epic or like the developer, like, slamming fans or anything. It's just like other people that are like big Fortnite players or shills or whatever you want to call them. I don't know.
Yes. Right. So far, we've only seen that, but seeing these certain accounts that are saying this, I anticipate that it's going to be coming very soon. I anticipate that that's going to be happening very soon.
Hey, listen, as somebody that doesn't play Fortnite, I'm all for it. I would love a big old controversy. I would love a big fan base torn apart so I can relish in their misery. So I'm tired of these I'll put this out there though. When it does come to Fortnite, this is not necessarily a new thing. When you update your game, when you change your game as much as they do, there's a lot of people that do get upset when they remove features or add whatever. That happens a lot with Fortnite. Yes. Obviously, the entire animation of moving is different than whether it's a map, whether it's a weapon, whatever. But they've been through this a lot over the past however many years it's been around. So I don't know if it's going to blow up as big as like what you're saying, just because that's kind of the nature of this game specifically. One of the reasons it's been so relevant for so long is because they changed so much stuff. But you're always going to have people that are upset when they do as well.
Yeah, I do think the difference here is that it's never been bigger than it is right now. It's huge. Like, and to say that is kind of crazy. I mean, dude, some of these big Fortnite channels, some of them have 20 million subscribers that were built off of this. So it's like it's a Minecraft level. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
This is, and I've talked to some people because again, I'm not an OG Fortnite player, but I've talked to some people that have been around, and they said this is by far the biggest drastic change that the game has went through, and it's not even close. Like, this is a massive change, and to me, it feels a lot more like Call of Duty than Fortnite in a lot of ways. And I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing yet. I even tweeted out, I said, Fortnite's made the best Call of Duty game we've had in years with this update. You've got attachments on weapons. You've got more realistic environments now. It feels and looks like Warzone more than Fortnite at this point in time. And so anyway, we will see how this all plays out. But another good old controversy brewing out there in the internet world. Ryan can stop making Meghan Markle videos and he can make some Fortnite videos now. So
When's the last Meghan Markle video I made?
One is too many. One
That's
is too
true.
many. One is way too many.
Bro, and now I've watched every episode of Suits, like the most relevant thing that she's been in. I should make one now about that, honestly. Taker for $2 says G&G Daily starring Jonathan Kinnell. I'm only here because you're my friend, Jonathan. Well, I'm Andrew, but Quatrino VR for 1. Ryan is MCU fan confirmed. Hail the 199. Hold the line against Mall Knife Simp Ryan Kinnell. Rest in peace, Puppy Face. Ryan wants to know where the Marvel's merch is for Christmas. R.I.P. Az.
Is Az in the chat? Everybody's talking about Az. Is he in the chat?
I think he's just dead.
He is dead. Listen, I'm gonna be serious for a minute here. All right. Much like they did with Stan Lee's account after he passed, the behavior from the heel versus babyface Twitter account after our good friend Az, we paid some really nice respects on Friday Night Tights, and they have hijacked his account on Twitter. Let the man rest, okay? Let him rest. He will rise again on January 1st. He'll return.
He's gonna start selling NFTs like Stan Lee's account did. He's gonna do silverback NFTs. That's probably what's gonna happen.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
Mullins in the chat says time to play Rocket League. We played Rocket League for a while, and then we actually played against people who are like decent.
Yeah.
And we felt like autistic.
We never played it.
Yeah,
played it again.
Yeah, we just got absolutely fucking destroyed. So it wasn't fun after that. Shane Bentley for 10. Hey, Jeremy, wanted to give props to Bama winning against Georgia, but you have to say shenanigans at FSU was left out. The tables were turned. FSU wouldn't have jumped Bama.
Yeah.
I think that honestly, probably the key thing was the quarterback injury. Realistically, I think that they actually do take that into account. That's part of what college football determines. Even if I think Alabama's better than FSU, I don't think they get kept out if their quarterback didn't get injured 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to open this whole discussion up. I mean, I felt that Alabama would not get in, even though they deserved to get in based on resume, based on strength of schedule, based on the fact that they beat Georgia. I went on Sports Wars yesterday, and I basically said, like, yeah, I don't think this is going to happen. And I was fully accepting of that because I was happy that beat Auburn and beat Georgia. But spoiler alert, I know this is gonna be shocking what I'm about to say, Ryan. Okay, and I hope I don't get the channel in trouble. But sports is a business. Their goal is to make money. I know. I don't know if I should be saying this on the internet right now, but sports is a business. And when you have a situation where Alabama versus Michigan or a shitty Florida State versus Michigan, Alabama is going to get picked every fucking time because more people are going to pay attention. More advertiser dollars are going to be involved, and it's going to be a far better game because Alabama's the better team, and Michigan is arguably the best team in the country right now. That is a fact, and that's why these things happen. Welcome to the real world. Money matters, relevancy matters, and people caring matters. It just does. So,
Daniel Valencia for 199, hopping in here to say Godzilla -1 rules. Thank you. Chris Minokin, member for 9 months. Morning to the 199. Bought a 199 backpack Friday morning, and I'm so hyped for it to come in the mail.
Yes.
What we do need to do, Jeremy, we need to get dimensions added up there for the bag so people know how big it is.
All right.
Because right now we don't have that. So
yeah, I'll get that. I'll have that.
Imagine you get it and it's like this big.
It's definitely not. But you can fit a PS5 in the bag. That has been confirmed. Because many people asked about that. They're like, can you fit a PS5 in it? You can fit a PlayStation 5 in the backpack and still have more room for other things as well. But yes, so if you go over and do we have mods? If we can drop a link right now, and I will definitely pin that post. I see Yellow Flash in the chat, who's a Michigan fan, by the way. Flash, you get your ass on Sports Wars. That's what we need to do. Talk about this Michigan-Alabama game. May have to do that. So
it's crazy to me that after all this shit Harbaugh has gone through, like this is like the worst case scenario. No, this is not what they wanted. They didn't want the guy who's probably going to be punished by the NCAA next year for this big scandal. They didn't want them to be the top seed in the college football playoff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What if they win?
Listen, I don't like calling my friends out. Okay, I really don't. But I do. Why can't I pin the post? Oh, I'm not signed in. Can you pin Eric K's post real quick, Ryan? I'm not signed in to Geeks and Gamers. I don't like calling my friends out, but sometimes you got to do it for their own good. Yellow Flash has announced he's voting for Joe Biden. I wasn't expecting this, Flash. To say I'm disappointed would be an understatement. I wanted you to reconsider, Yellow Flash. If you could reconsider not voting for Joe Biden, I think we as a people would appreciate that. So oh, I couldn't pass that
Or Yellow Flash. Tomac for $20. If people now have a problem with Fortnite, I wonder how many of them will switch over to Dauntless. It's also free to play on Epic systems.
It'll be interesting. I mean, Fortnite's not going away. So they've done a really good job of keeping this game updated and fresh. So I don't know, man. Time will tell. We'll see what happens with it.
Vault 95 Survivor for $1. Saw Godzilla -1. Incredible movie, subtitled movie. The theater loved it. It's a proper monster movie with a great story. Can't wait for the soundtrack to come out on CD. Man, I don't even know people buy CDs anymore. But thank you, Vault 95 Survivor. Another buck says Godzilla was reasonable length movie, about an hour 45. End credits were over in a few minutes. Makes sense how its budget was $15 million, unlike Disney end credits being like 20 minutes long. Yeah, I guess that would mean that not very many people worked on the movie, wouldn't it? Like Disney Marvel movies, you got a million fucking people. So yeah, I guess if not many people worked on it, that would make sense. I never even thought about something like that.
Yep.
Tobias Nexus member for 3 months. Whatever happened to Fantasy Power Metal? I can only think of a couple bands who play it now. Glory Hammer, Windrose, and Rhapsody of Fire. I don't know, Tobias. Your guess is as good as mine. Somebody that you used to know for 199. Jeremy is toxic on Fortnite now.
Aren't we all?
Rabbi Shlomo Bergstein for $10. Have you seen Razorfist's newest vid? He says superhero movies are dead, not just bad movies. I actually agree with him. Your thoughts? Well, I haven't seen his newest movie, but
newest video.
Yeah, so I haven't seen his movie, but I haven't seen his newest video. I did see it in my feed. I haven't just watched it yet, but overall, I think when you have so many bad superhero movies that come out, people get a taste in their mouth and people have a perception of it. And I do think people are tired of superhero movies in general, and it takes something very special to get them to go back. That being said, the reason that's happened, I think, is because of the poor quality, not just because they were superhero movies.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting way you have to approach this whole thing, but ultimately, it's based on the product you're getting right now. And so if all we have to look forward to is the product we're getting, then yeah, you know, I mean, if everything was up to the level of something like Guardians 3, then I think you're going to see a different return on, you know, investment. Your ROI is going to completely be different. But even Guardians 3 was an anomaly. You know what I mean? Like,
it was an anomaly. It's something that may have broken even for Disney this year. Yeah. That is the anomaly, because everything else lost a fuck ton of money.
And so if everything was in that realm of Guardians, then you would probably see a much more healthy superhero, movies, or you see all superhero movies would be in a much better place. But because they're all generally speaking dog shit, then it's affected the whole entire genre. I'm sorry, genre.
Yeah. Taking corn the long way for 2. I hear you're tired. Don't worry, Ryan will help. Thank you. Ellie Reen for 7 months. 199 is love. 199 is life. I appreciate all that y'all do. Thank you, Ellie Reen.
Thank you.
Vault 95 Survivor for $1. Saw a theater trailer for ISS. Looks like a shit movie and pure anti-Russian pro-war propaganda. They blame Russia for starting nuclear war and order astronauts to take over a space station by any means. I don't know. We used to have a lot of movies that were very anti-Russian. Thunderstrike for 5. Why don't Alabama chicks ride reverse cowgirl? You know why, Jeremy?
Why?
Because you don't turn your back on family. Congrats on the win. Cole Hauser, member for 7 months. Thank you, Cole Hauser. Osmora, member for 8 months. Claire McClory for $5. Didn't say anything, but thank you, Claire. Wild Hunter for £5. Have you heard the latest from Doctor Who? Isaac Newton's been race swapped to Indian, and David Tennant's doctor comes out as gay. I have heard it. I made a video about it. Yeah. This is what it took for me to make Doctor Who videos. D's Webos for member for 2 months. Chris Carr is fat. Thank you. The Suspects Psychedelic Asylum, member for 5 months. The 1-9 will never fade away despite Ryan's blasphemous wishes. Blake Bear for 5. Hey, Jeremy, I just heard the news on Friday. Sorry about your loss. Hail 199.
Thank you.
Daniel Carroll for 2. Jeremy, sorry for your loss. R.I.P. as. Hail to 199. Effing Book for 3. After Zilla -1, just give Star Wars to the Japs. Might as well.
Apparently, the director wants to direct a Star Wars movie, which I just think I think that's a mistake at this point in time. I just think that there's just bad vibes around Disney in general, and I think if you go in there, it doesn't matter who you are, you're not going to have the level of control you need, and you're just setting yourself up for failure at that point in time.
Jay's saggy orange gotten titties, member for 6 months. Hail chat in the 199. Jimmy, I'm so sorry about your dog. That's never easy. Prayers for your family.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Left Town Media for 5. Has your opinion on the sequel trilogy changed at all? No.
I mean, yeah, it's gotten worse. So it's gotten significantly worse for all. Oh my God, man. The cope from the sequel trilogy fans, or activists, I should say, they're like, just wait. Just like the prequels, people are going to come around in the next 10 years of the sequels and see how great they are. No, they're not. No, they're not. That's not happening. If anything, it's only going to get worse for the sequels. The longer that we are away from them, the more you think about them. Because if you think about it, because again, whatever debate you want to have on it, like The Force Awakens was a very popular movie, extremely popular movie, very well received. Where are those fans at now? Where are they at? Nobody's fucking talking about it. Nobody's talking about The Force Awakens because everybody hates it now. Everybody that loved it hates it because it was fool's gold. No one will be talking about the sequel trilogy in a positive light in the next few years. None.
Yeah, it's not going to have some big rebound or something like that.
No.
I guess the only if you're trying to like justify, could it do like what it? I guess if the Rey movie comes out, then maybe there might be some people that look back at it. But I think we all know that's going to be garbage. I'm just saying, like, the only chance they might potentially is whatever they do in that movie. But I mean, are we really going to have a movie where Rey does everything that Luke Skywalker was supposed to do? Is that really going to be a movie that makes people feel more favorably about what they did to him in the sequels? I don't think so. But that's like your only shot, I guess, at potentially changing the way people view those movies.
Yep.
Atomic Patriot for 2. Y'all see the new Razor Fist rant? We just talked about that. Young Stav, member for 3 months. Godzilla is fucking amazing. Hail Japan. Eastern cinema is killing it over the past 10 years. Hail 199. Bless be Ara. Teeny Bopper, member for 8 months. Forget a victory lap. The Marvel's box office performance has us running a victory marathon. Love to see it.
Hell yeah.
Kratos for 5. When movies like American Fiction start coming, you know the message is failing. That movie's so self-aware, the BS going on in Hollywood. Yeah, that's that what's his name? Jeffrey Wright, isn't it?
Yep.
That looks interesting.
It does look
Yeah.
interesting. Jeffrey
This
Wright's a psycho, by the way, though. Like a
he is a
psycho like this.
psychopath.
He is
Yeah,
a
he is.
psychopathic. I mean, his left wing takes are out of control, man. He's up there with Mark Hamill, man. He's out there. Real quick before we continue on, we got to talk about what's about to happen tomorrow, Ryan. The biggest day in the history of video games, the biggest story, I should say, in the history of video games is happening tomorrow. GTA 6. There are 46,000 people waiting for this trailer. And look at the likes, Ryan.
400,000 people have liked this already. This just went up recently.
Shit.
Yeah.
This is insane. So this will be the biggest single announcement in the history of video games. I'm not telling you it's going to be good. I'm not telling you it's going to be well received overall, although the trailer will be well received, 100%. Now, again, I'm not a GTA player, but I mean, obviously, I've played some of the GTAs, but I would never consider myself a person that has any authority to talk about these games in any extensive way. But the hype and the excitement surrounding GTA 6 and this announcement, you cannot ignore this. And so this is going to be massive. Ryan, what are your thoughts on this? You're not a big I mean, you've played GTA, but
I've played basically all of them.
Yeah.
And I probably bought 4 or 5 different times across different systems. I've played through 5 a lot. This is one of the most highly anticipated games ever.
Yes.
And there's a lot of doubts, I think, right now. I don't think people would have had these doubts 4 years ago if this announcement was coming 4 years ago. But now, with everything we've seen in gaming, with people leaving Rockstar, even people that were there for its inception, basically leaving Rockstar and going somewhere else, with a lot of the rumors coming out about they want to maybe pull back on the edginess, blah, blah, blah. They can't do that. If they do that, they're going to get hammered by their fan base. So there's a lot riding on this for Rockstar. They've pushed this out so far. People are expecting a masterpiece.
Yeah.
It's to the level that because of how long people have waited, they've been giving them time, but they're expecting a masterpiece. And if it doesn't deliver that, there's going to be people that are upset that it took this long. So it's going to be a massive story. This trailer is only, in my mind, it's going to be 90 seconds of like showing the city, showing different environments, showing different places, cars, the city life, whatever. And then maybe we get a tease of protagonists at the end. But you are not going to know really what this game is about based off this trailer. I think it's just going to be a little bit of a glimpse into the game that they have built and a release date for the game. That's what I think we're going to get here.
Now, have we heard Rockstar officially reference this as GTA 6 yet?
I don't think so. No,
we have not heard Rockstar say Grand Theft Auto 6. Do you think there's anything to that, or are they just playing it really close? Because I haven't heard them say GTA 6 yet. Dude, could you imagine if this is not GTA 6? If they just like GTA 5 remastered version for the remastered 15th time.
That's not what it is.
No, I know that. But
here's one thing that I could see. What if it's called GTA Vice and the VI is like a different color than the CE? So it like gives and they're like going to merge that logo, GTA 6, but it's GTA Vice because it's in Vice City. I could see them doing something like that. And maybe that's why they want to wait to reveal that logo and that official title.
Yeah.
Who knows?
And I mean, because if you look, it's called Watch Trailer 1. That's it. Like, watch trailer 1. And all you've seen is trailer 1, Tuesday, December 5th. Like, you've seen them say the next Grand Theft Auto, but they have not said GTA 6 yet, to my knowledge.
I would love it if it's a fucking, like, mobile game.
Don't you guys have phones? Yeah. Don't you guys have phones? Oh, my
perfect.
God. I can't imagine. Rockstar really is good at the marketing game. I can't imagine Rockstar would come out with a mobile game.
Now,
based on how they built this up.
what they should do is they should do like the first minute of a trailer like that, like it's a mobile game, and then just be like, fucking psych, and then play the
Oh
real
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
That would be
yeah,
great.
yeah.
They
Absolutely,
won't do that though.
absolutely. I gotta say, in 2023, I didn't think I'd hear Ryan Kendall use the word "psych," but he did.
What else am I supposed to say? Gotcha. Psych.
Psych. I just didn't expect you to say psych. I haven't heard that word since like 1995.
So I don't know what else I was supposed to say. But
Psych. Blackjack, no trade back.
Jinx, you owe me a Coke.
Yes.
Either way, though, it's going to be the biggest story in gaming, and it's
dude, it's already went up like 8,000 likes just since we've been on this screen. Like it's gonna have well over 1 million likes before the trailer even premieres. That is crazy. Holy crap. Yeah, so we're obviously we're gonna talk about this. We'll talk about this on main event tomorrow night for sure. Well, I mean, we're obviously gonna talk about this tomorrow on daily as well, because it will be launched by the time we do daily tomorrow morning. And yeah, it's going to be huge, and the discussion is going to be like, I'd say nothing we've seen in recent memory in terms of just one individual announcement. And then there is a lot of like, regardless of what it is, anytime you have a major property, and GTA 5 is the single most, I don't know if it's profitable, but like in terms of just overall revenue, GTA 5 is the highest grossing entertainment property ever produced.
and that's a big question with this one, because that's all GTA. Well, not all, but a lot is GTA Mobile, or not GTA Mobile. GTA
Online, yeah.
So that's another big question a lot of people have is, how is that going to change? How is GTA Online going to change? Are you going to get the same or is people going to switch over to this one and play that? If it's bad, if there's a lot of backlash, you lose out of a big portion of that customer base, because you really are. If you're going to end GTA Online in its current iteration and move to something different, you could be destroying a cash cow that you could have left going for a while. So there's a lot riding on this for Rockstar.
Absolutely. So more information tomorrow on that. So we're looking forward to it. All right.
Scott McKenzie for 2. Good morning, y'all. Is Marvel's the biggest bomb of all time? Potentially. We're gonna have to wait to see the official budget for that and the official budget for Indy 5. But yeah, I mean, it's right up there.
What did John Carter lose?
Like 200 million or 185 million.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, not this much.
Yeah, not this much. And John Carter was actually a good movie too, by the way.
It was fine. I would have liked to see more.
Yeah.
Mr. Parker, member for 8 months. Thank you. Jonathan Bordeaux, member for 24. I hate the college football playoff voters so much. Sounds like a FSU fan. Poopa Chalupa, member for 4 months, says RIPS. Taking Corn the long way for 5. Since Elon put Disney on blast, how many subscribers did Disney Plus lose? No one has any idea. There was a fake story out there.
He ain't lost 20 or 30 million like this fake
from the Dunning-Kruger Times, which, by the way, like, that is a parody site, right? If you don't know what the Dunning-Kruger effect, look it up. It's a parody website that publishes bullshit. I saw a lot of like conservative influencers like
running with that. Yep.
They've lost 23. No, they fucking haven't.
You have to be an idiot to believe that they lost 20 million subscribers over the word of Elon Musk saying go fuck yourself. Elon Musk is one of the most influential people on the planet. No doubt about that. Okay. He ain't got that much power. Nobody has that much power. Nobody. 20 million? Come on.
Like, the Dunning-Kruger effect is basically a false feeling of confidence because you know so little about a topic. Like, you know so little about a topic, you're too dumb to understand that you don't know what you're talking about. That's what Dunning-Kruger effect is. So that's what we're seeing out here.
I would say at best, I mean, realistically, that did Elon's comments hurt them? 100%.
Yeah.
I don't know how to estimate that. I would say less than 100,000.
Yeah, a couple tens of thousands.
Less than 100,000 for sure. Less than 100,000.
A couple tens of thousands of people, and even more people out there that are now talking bad about Disney and bashing Disney, and in all likelihood, may end up cancel it when whether it's when their their discount time is up, because again, Disney sold a lot of things on that $199 discount. And that's coming up soon. So I think a lot of people are going to cancel because of that as well.
Speaking of the 199, you can go get your Geeks and Gamers limited edition 199 backpack right now in the pinned post from 221B Tactical. Limited edition, only available for a few weeks. And if we sell 199 of them, going to get 10 for free. We're going to be giving away to the wonderful chat. So thank you guys for supporting. Appreciate that.
Rover Boy, member for 6 months, just ordered G&G backpack. Hope to see it at MegaCon or Orlando Meetup. We'll be at MegaCon, Rover Boy. Atomic Patriot for 2. Y'all still hopeful for GTA 6?
Yeah, I mean, I'm hopeful that it's going to create a hell of a conversation, and I actually did start playing through some GTA 5 just to kind of get refamiliar with some of the stuff, because I think this is going to be huge. I mean, this is going to be big, and I want to kind of have a little bit of like refresh my gameplay on some of the GTA stuff, because I haven't played through GTA 5 all the way or anything like that. So
it's great. Melodic Method, member for 2 months. Silverback NFTs would sell. Do not tempt the internet. Tobias Nexus for 5. Hey, Jeremy, what do you think of the trend of furry characters going to Fortnite with the new Tiger Guy, Highwire Wolfpack, Raven Team Leader, etc.? Hey, degenerates need video games too, Tobias.
Yeah, Tobias is all about it. Look, man, Fortnite kind of does everything. Like none of the stuff that they've done has bothered me. I have my Snake Eyes, character. I'm good. If anything, I just want a few more G.I. Joe characters. But as long as you're giving a lot of different options out there, I'm good with it. So they do a better job of honoring a lot of these characters than the companies that actually own them. That's for damn sure. I mean, all the animations look great on those characters that they bring in. Like the Star Wars characters look phenomenal, except for Ahsoka. Ahsoka looked terrible. Well, it's because they used the current Disney Ahsoka, though. You know what I mean? Like if you look at what they did with Luke and Han, Padme.
Maybe that's what the new animation is for, to move as slow as Rosario Dawson's Ahsoka. TZ Rock for 5. Gamers are proud of not being normies. Shows how disconnected they are from their target audience. Steiner Math for 10 months. Disney says no more Marvel's box office numbers. MCU fan, you've lost our bet. It's time to pay up on TNME with a milestone message. Maddie, member for a month. Krista Nova should do a Christmas cooking stream for Geeks and Gamers Life. Yellow Flash for 5. At the son of Jor-El gave pictures of his junk to war campaigns who could join their group. This is required for new members. The guy's a loser. I have literally no idea what you're talking about, Yellow Flash, but thank you. Sounds rough. Cole Hauser for $5. Remember the days of Airplane, The Naked Gun, Cannonball Run, Revenge of the Nerds, Trading Places, 48 Hours, movie that nobody complained about? 199.
199.
Thank you, Cole Hauser.
Nerd Wars in the chat. Nerd Wars has a hella documentary that he's got over on his channel.
A hella documentary.
Hella
like on the character?
So no, on the 199 and the Fellowship. It's good stuff.
Nice.
He needs to stop arguing with people in his comment section, though. That's what he needs to stop doing. Stop arguing with those fucking weirdos. Just let them have it. Let them say what they want. It's a badass. He put an hour of editing into this thing, dude. And you got people in there like, oh, you're doing is using clips of other people. Yeah. And he did a damn good job. And he put commentary over it. It's really good. It's really well put together. So
Christian Rocker for 5. Do you think we could get a private G&G college bowl pick league on ESPN? Could even do a sports, or assuming y'all making your picks, Roll Tide. Maybe the problem is it's like same thing with like fantasy football. And I have to set all that shit up. And just sometimes I don't have enough time to do all that shit. But I'll promise you, try to remind me again about it, and I'll look into it when all the bowl stuff starts coming.
And I'm dropping a link to the video I was talking to you guys about right there. There you go.
Vault 95 Survivor for $1 says, imagine the GTA trailers over 1 million likes, and the trailer drops in a single mom who is lame and gay fighting for social justice. That would be awful. Green-haired anti-liberal member for 20 months checked this morning, and Now there's dimensions and specs for the backpack. Okay, good. We got that taken care of then. Thanks. Also, Godzilla -1 is fantastic. We're supporting 2 times or more. 9 out of 10. Hell
Yeah, I
yes.
can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see it.
Alex Slusher for $1. Thank you, Alex. Peter Hewitt for 2. Trump for prison 2024. Let's go. Thanks, Peter. Big Mike.
How much they send?
$2.
Send more next time, motherfucker.
Big Mike for 5. How many XL dildos can the backpack hold? Asking for a friend.
I'll have to ask Az. I'll get back to you.
Legion for 5. Jeremy, hypothetically, if FSU's resume is the same, but Dion was a head coach, do they get in? I say yes. Media would be outraged in that case.
100%.
My butt's been wiped.
What do you think? What do you think?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
One sports person of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, they'd put him in.
Yep.
My butt's been wiped for 2. Thanks for supporting Yellow Flap 2. Thank you. Bad Labs for 2. Red Bar is watching, guys. You've been warned. FGS. Red Bar is watching. We've been warned. Thank you. Callum Lau for 5.
What's Bashy Washy being mean to me?
What's
Hi,
he saying?
Bashy Washy. Screw you, D-Day Cobra, you grifter. What's up, Bashy Washy? Bashy Washy in the house.
We should talk, since I put it in the title and everything. We got to talk about the other Disney bomb.
Black girl and a goat.
Black girl and a goat was not a good recipe for success. Wish was not exactly expected to do massive things, but I'm sure Disney was hoping its 100th anniversary movie. That's what this was. 100th anniversary of Disney, a big animated movie releasing over the Thanksgiving holiday weekend, which Disney's stereotypically dominated with animation over the past 2 decades. They were hoping that it could do something, at least break the streak of losing money for them. Unfortunately, that is not the case. Why Disney's Wish isn't enchanting the box office? Well, that's an interesting, nice way of saying that it's another massive fucking flop. It is a total failure. And after its miserably bad opening weekend, it just gets worse. Wish box office second weekend drop is even worse than Disney's biggest 2022 flop. So it had a worse second weekend drop than Strange World did. Granted, it didn't open quite as low as that, but it fell off over 60%. And this is not a superhero movie where 60% drops are like normal and kind of expected. That's not normally the case with these animated movies. This is another nightmare for them. Disney Animation Wish on its way to the U.S. box office top 5 after coming in 5th, grossing 7.4 on post-Thanksgiving second day weekend, being beaten even by Trolls' third weekend. So Trolls in its third weekend beat Wish in its second weekend. Jeez. Despite the fact that Trolls probably has like an $80 or $100 million budget, Wish is $200 million. Dropping worse than Encanto, worse than Strange World, eyeing a $55 to $60 million domestic run. 55 to 60 million. And internationally, it's in a little bit better shape because it has a staggered opening. So it actually opened in France and opened in Germany this week. So it helped it out. But still, eyeing 135 to 155 global run.
Yeesh. So where are the people that said that diversity is our strength? We need representation. Where are they? They're still on Twitter telling you how important diversity and representation are, and none of them are going to see these movies. None of them. This is the fan base that you pandered to, Disney. I've said this more times than I could count. People keep saying, oh, Jeremy just keeps repeating himself. Because they keep repeating themselves. Because they keep doing exactly what we've been saying. They keep doing it over and over and over again. This is the trend of Disney, and it's not going to get any better. As long as they keep doing it, I'm going to keep repeating it because this is what they do. They don't listen. They don't care. And the people that they are pandering to don't have money and don't financially support things anyway, even if they did, because it's not about supporting. It's about activism. It's about projecting. It's about telling people that you are better than them by supporting diversity, but not really going out there and supporting it because they don't care about it. Wish is another failure, and I love it.
Yeah, and this on top of everything coming out about the animators that have been speaking out and revealing what's going on and how they hired based on diversity and inclusion practices instead of who's good at their job, and that the entire thing is a mess. Go check out Film Threats reports if you want to know more about that. But if it lands in this 145 range, I mean, this is a movie that cost $200 million. Marketing, who knows? 100 million would be the standard, but could have been less for something like this. I don't know. But at the end of the day, You're not making a whole lot of money from this. You take home about what, 70 or $75 million. That's what Disney would get from this, which means they would be losing around 200 million. It's a $200 million loss. In the month of November, Disney lost $500 million between the Marvels and this.
And it's all based on diversity. Diversity lost you $500 million. That's a good title right there for a video.
Diversity cost Disney $500 million.
There you go.
That's the truth.
It is true. And it's not going to get any better for them. So again, this is where we are. And again, if you go back to a couple years ago, if you would have told us it was this bad, I don't think we would have believed it. Even though we knew it was this bad, I don't know if we felt that the general audience would have abandoned Disney to this level. Now you have to ask yourself, what will it look like in a year from now? And I don't know. I have no idea. I mean, 2024 is going to be a wild year. It's going to be a very controversial year. It's going to be a shit show. But I do think that Elon Musk's purchase of Twitter has had a massive impact on the entertainment industry. I do. Not it's not the only thing. And these things were being built before then. All of these pieces were in place before then. But Elon's purchase of Twitter has definitely opened up the discussion, and things are not being silenced anymore. The narrative that Disney's all their paid bots and all of that bullshit, they don't have the control of the narrative anymore. And now, so people can speak freely a much more than they could before. And I do think that has a big, that has a lot to do with some of the things that we're seeing right now.
Callum Lau for 5. Kevin Feige on the phone. Bob, we need more money, and I need my Brie Larson nookie so we can traffic more kids. Thanks. Patriot Savage. Kelly for 199. Does Ad Astra beat Rise of Skywalker in quality?
I didn't see it. That's that Brad Pitt movie, right?
Yeah. Rise of Skywalker is really bad. Rise of Skywalker is probably one of the worst movies that have ever been made.
Yeah. Yeah. Rise of Skywalker is the worst sequel trilogy movie. Just if you're step back, like I think The Last Jedi probably did more damage, but Rise of Skywalker was bad. Like, JJ hasn't made a movie since then, correct?
Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah, JJ hasn't even made a movie. No. Yeah. I mean, Rise of Skywalker was awful.
He's produced a lot of shit, obviously, but
yeah.
David Nunn for 5. How is Alabama's divorce like a tornado? Either way, you're bound to lose a trailer. 199, and where my backpack picks.
Let's go.
SBZ for 5. Have you seen the new Suicide Squad anime trailer? Japan might take another W. I've heard people talking about it. Somebody recommended it to me, but I haven't watched it yet.
I haven't seen it.
Garfield's Bizarre Adventure for 5. What are the odds Lucasfilm makes Rey LGBT? Likely or unlikely in you guys' opinion?
Unlikely, but they will probably have like a scene that they may hint around it, and then they can delete it for.
I think she's not going to have a partner. Like they don't want her to be with a man, right? So I think she's not going to have a partner. She's just going to like herself, just a strong, powerful woman that can't get over the haunting kiss of Ben Skywalker, the kiss of gratitude.
That is true. Chris Gore did say JJ was in director's jail, and he has been for a long time. So I think we're talking about the fact that he hasn't done a movie since Rise of Skywalker. Alec Baldwin's finger just dropped a 50. I saw you, man. I saw you on my D-Day my Cobra Cast because I was asking about you. And I said, like, where's he at, man? And you had commented. And so, again, whenever I ask about any of you guys that drop a lot of donations or memberships, I'm not asking you to gift anything, but I'm always open to you doing it. But I am just genuinely asking where you are and how you doing. So, but good to see you here, Alec Baldwin's finger. He don't miss. Yeah. He don't miss.
He don't miss. And he's always on the trigger. TSG official for Swedish 50. Imagine GTA going woke and makes the players not able to beat up hookers anymore. That would be bad. Andrew CR for 2,500. Hail, motherfuckers. You seen the Gundam trailer from Netflix? The series made with Unreal 5 looks dope. No, I have not. David Lopez for 5. Disney's already on blast from Godzilla -1, but wait till Friday. Hayao Miyazaki's latest animated movie, The Boy and Heron, is going to put Wish to shame. Sounds good.
Bashiwashi says, yes, you are, D.A. Cobra. I mean, Bashiwashi, You know, I haven't mentioned that you haven't donated memberships in a long time, and there's plenty of subject matter. It's a good line from Trump and Rand Paul. So, Bashy
Uh,
Washy hasn't gifted anything in a long time, and I've never shamed you for it. Never said anything about it, Bashy Washy. And I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't bring up the fact that Bashy Washy has been in the chat for months just talking shit about me, not gifting it. I would never bring that up. I would never do that to Bashy Washy.
Ian, hashtag Let's Go Bucks. Member for 6 months. Did Daily Wire post about how Lady Ballers did streaming wise? I didn't see the good comedy since the interview or pop star. Don't stop never dancing or don't stop never stopping. All I know is they posted it as the best premiere they've ever had on there, and that it was like the biggest single day I think signups like in preparation for a movie. That's all I know about it though. I don't have like numbers wise. Desirius for 5. The audience did not abandon Disney. Disney abandoned the audience. Hey,
That is true. That is true.
Jay's secret racism for $2. Black girl magic. Psych. Thank you, Jay's secret racism. Tara for 5. If Elon bought Disney, could you even imagine?
He can bash your trip. No, he can. So what is Disney's net worth as a company?
Like, what is their like valuation?
Yeah.
I
Is it Elon? Because Elon's worth 250 million or billion. Elon's worth 250 billion.
if I remember right, it was somewhere in the $70 billion range.
Yeah. The fact that Elon.
Oh no, 168 billion in market cap. That's not necessarily the value of the company, but
the fact that Elon Musk has enough now, obviously he couldn't just. It's not like he can just do like he would have to make a lot of different. He'd probably have to bring a couple partners in realistically. You know what I mean? But the fact that he can is astonishing to me. It makes no sense. I can't even comprehend it.
yeah, that's a lot of fucking money.
Good
So
Lord, man.
market cap is 170 billion. That's a lot. So,
bro, Disney is such an insanely big company, and Elon Musk is more valuable than the entire Disney company. Holy crap. That is insane. That is, and the fact that people call this,
I don't think he could. He would have to. He would have to
bring
sell off
partners.
everything he owns.
Yeah,
he'd have to sell off everything he owns and like Tesla and like all that other. He wouldn't do that.
No, he wouldn't. But what I'm saying is, though, he would have to bring like real strategic, massive partners in. You know what I mean? If he wanted to do something like that.
Waiting for Elon to buy out Geeks and Gamers. Ugh, that would be a lot less.
He can't afford. Listen, he can't afford it. He can't afford to take the losses that he would take.
He can't afford that kind of damage to his reputation, honestly.
Elon Musk is not affiliated with Geeks and Gamers.
That's right. And I think we're all caught up, Jamie. Oh, actually, hold on. I admit we missed this one earlier. Tomok for $20.
Oh, Tomok. What up, Tomok?
I'm waiting for the Rockstar stream tomorrow to be a remake of GTA London. They are master trolls after all.
Tomok's got his finger on the pulse on gaming, so Tomok knows what's up.
They gotta knock. There's a lot of pressure riding on them. They gotta knock this one out of the water.
Yeah.
Left Town Media for 5. You heard the original cut of Revenge of the Sith. Apparently, it's better than the theatrical cut, but Lucas was forced to trim it. Well, I mean, yeah, if you read the Revenge of the Sith novelization, that was based off the original script for Revenge of the Sith. It adds a lot more detail. There's a lot more shit in there. And he worked specifically with, was it Matthew Stover that did that? I think he worked very specifically with Matthew Stover for that novelization to flesh the entire thing out. And obviously he didn't want to do a 4-hour movie for Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah. All right, guys. So thank you so much. We appreciate it. We'll get. I hope I can get. I may be dead by the time Cobra Cast time gets here tonight, and then we got a gaming stream. I'm gonna try to stay awake for. If not, we will have a gaming stream on Geeks Gamers Play. I'm running on empty right now, and it's just too much going on. And but I hope I will be there for Cobra Cast for sure, and then we'll see. We are supposed to play Fall Guys, I think, tonight on Geeks Gamers Play. And other than that, go check out 221B. Make sure you get the backpack, the 199 backpack. I think that we are. The goal is to sell 199 of them. I think we're probably like halfway there. So can we make it? I don't know, but that's why I'm promoting the hell out of it. So can we get to that? we will see. But I really appreciate all of you. Many of you have bought multiple bags, which has been super cool. And yeah, so at least just go over there, check it out. And there's other stuff over there on 221B you can check out as well. Ryan, what do you got going on?
Just making more videos over here and on Sports Wars. That's pretty much it.
All right, there we go. So subscribe to Geeks and Gamers Play if you have not. That's the gaming centered channel for Geeks and Gamers. A lot of live streams over there. There will be more Fortnite streams for sure. And tonight, Fall Guys, I believe. I'll have to double check with Krista on that, or Jay. But thank you guys so much.
Steel leg of history for 199 to cover Bashy Washy. All I can do.
Thanks. At least somebody loves us around here. At least somebody loves us around here. Shout out to you, Bashy Washy, and you, Steel Leg of History. Appreciate you guys. All right, guys. Have a great day, and we will see you all a little bit later. Bye, everyone.